Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today was a wacky Wednesday, hump day, and hump it was, as we opened up inside of previous day's range and value, and then ended up going trend down. We got that 9 wide pocket I was discussing, and back testing the 20-day moving average, which I said is a good possibility if we come out to the downside. I did, however, say yesterday the more probable thing would be to take out the previous day's high because we had been one time framing up on the daily for quite some time. 2, 3 days in a row now. But coming into the election today or last night, and then coming into the market today, as well as having CPI tomorrow, uh, the market was in consolidation mode, in chop mode for the first few, or for the first 8 time frames of the day. We didn't go trend until late in the day. We go out with 2 sets of single prints, I do believe, right? Yep. Two, am I tripping? One? Yeah, 2 sets of single prints. We go out with 2 sets of single prints, and then we put the daily back into a balance. So let's break it down from the top down. I know you guys are going to get old, or this is going to get old for some of you guys, but I think it's important to kind of look at these larger time frames and see what we got going on here. So, yesterday I was talking to you guys. Let's go ahead and zoom this bad boy in. Boom. I said we are in a 3 month balance, right? We're using the top of this month's high as the top of our balance and that yearly low as the bottom. So this whole range here is our balance zone, right? We are in a balance, 3 months in a row, 3 month balance. So whenever we do decide to come out of this balance, because it is a monthly time frame, we should get some pretty good extension. Either that or we're just going to stretch the balance. I don't know when that may be. That might be next month. That might be next year. We'll see what happens as we come into the year close. Weekly, weekly time frame. Weekly time frame is in a 3 week balance or a multiple week balance. If you want to use what I'm doing, which is I'm using this last week's high and then the yearly low. I'm using that as one big balance. Or you could just use, well, if my mouse wants to work here, or you could just use this area here as your balance. Either way, I think we're in a larger balance just because it's a weekly time frame. But if you do happen to take out last week's low, then we'll become coming out of balance to the downside in one time frame and down, and then potentially get that low. Daily, we come into a balance on the daily today, right? So yesterday we were one time framing up, 1, 2 in a row now. And then we take out today's low, which stops the one time framing up and puts us into a 3 day balance. You can incorporate this low here because we kind of got into that day's range pretty good. But I'm going to call it just a 3 day balance to start off with. This high up here and then this and then today's low. That's going to be our balance zone right in there, right? As you can tell, we got a lot of mess going on in here. We closed above the 50. This is why I said 1 or 2 days doesn't make a market. Because we closed above it doesn't mean we're going to stay above the 50. Today, guess what? We closed below the 20, but doesn't mean we're going to stay below the 20-day moving average. We could potentially bounce back above it because we are in a balance and then come test the balance high and then maybe continue to one time frame up. If people like the CPI number tomorrow, or if the market likes the CPI and algos want to go absolutely nuts. If not, CPI comes out bad tomorrow, then we break out of that balance to the downside, maybe find acceptance below the 20, and then come test the yearly low and my personal weekly balance low. So with that being said, let's break down what happened in the market on the intraday time frame. Let's go to the 30-minute time frame here, which is also how I look at my market profile or my TPO. So we look here let's go ahead and break down all these time frames. I'm currently trying to get a script created so I don't have to manually type in these time frames. That way, like each one. So if anybody knows how to write code out there, hit your boy up so I can get this taken care of ASAP because this is annoying. And I'm not good at writing JavaScript or Pine script or whatever ThinkScript uses. I'm not sure. So we're going to go through and manually label all of these time frames so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. All right, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Sing it with me, folks. H. I hate doing this. I'm kidding. I. Nope, nope, didn't work. I. J. K for Curly. L for Larry. And M for Mo. The Three Stooges. Back at it again. All right, so now let's break down what happened today. So when we're looking at this, we open up inside of previous day's range and in value. When I talk about value, I'm talking about this box here where you see the blue lines. That area is where value is at. That's located there. So that is value. We opened up inside of that range and inside of that value. So worst of your risk reward on any type of trade. That's kind of why we chopped around initially for the most part of the day. We A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H chopped around. We chopped it back and forth through the opening, which was at 38.13, battling that 3800 visual and pretty heavy level to get above and hold above. 3800 is a level that we are struggling to stay above, um, as every time we've gotten above it, we've come back in. So, first couple of time frames of the day, we're struggling to get above 3800, battling the opening. Buyers don't have much on their plate as we did one time frame up in B period, but couldn't hold the trend. And then in C period, we take out the initial balance low. Now remember, initial balance is the first two time frames, highs and lows. So we use A's low and B's high as the high and low of that initial balance. So C takes out A's low, which means we take out the initial balance low. Then C pulls back, we take out that daily low, and I said we did if we take out previous day's low, we'll go and visit that 9 wide POC or that point of control or mean area. Guess what? We did indeed revert back down to that mean, and we bounced off of it initially, coming back to the opening in D and in E period. Later in the day, we didn't do much but chop, as we couldn't go trend below previous day's low, so we just kind of chopped around E, F, G, and then a little bit in H. But finally, in H period, we decide to go trend. As no, we couldn't hold any buying up here, no buyers. We got 8 wide, so I won't really carry that point of control forward because 9 or wide is just a little bit stronger, as my mentor says. So we were 8 wide. Um, we never could get back up to it in I period because in I we took out H's low, and then we go trend. We go out with a double distribution day. As you can see, this is one distribution here. Why am I struggling to say that word today? That's one distribution, and then this here is another distribution. Double distribution day. Woo! Double D's. So after having double D and going trend late in the day, we hold trend, and that's pretty much it. The single prints aren't large at all. We continue to trend down. We take out Monday's low of day, so we set a new weekly low on the week by taking out Monday's low, which kind of instilled that we were in a 20 or in a balance. We battled the 20-day moving average a couple times in I, J, K, and L period, and M goes out with a price probe to the downside. So a lot of MGI, a lot of market generated information That was on the seller side because we had taken out the IB low, gotten the night overnight low, one time frame down, had single prints. After E period, we had the opening for sellers. We never got back to POC, another thing in sellers book. So with that being said, let's review some trades. Today was a trend day down. Let's mark these single prints real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and mark everything. So let's go. Oh, messed that one up. Yeah. Get out of the pencil mode. So B, we'll say 38.25.75 is the high of day. 38.25.75 high of day. High of day 11.09. Then we go out with some single prints. Single prints in intraday gap at 37.88.25. So 37.88.25 is where they get filled. So single prints will fill there. So we'll say SPF 1109. They start at eyes high, which is 37.86.50. So they're not large, but they're there. You know, not big, but it got the job done. That's what he said. I don't know. I'm in a cracked up mood today. All right, single print start. 1109. All right, we have another set of single prints. H is low to J is high. So in I period. So we had a set of single prints in H. We had a set of single prints in I. 37.85 is where they fill. Single prints fill here at 1109. And then they start at J's high at 37.82.50. I'll eventually get a script that marks all this crap for me. That way I don't have to do it. That'd be kind of neat. Or just quit being cheap and buy the Windows Trader. So it's a little bit easier for me to see. All right, so two sets of single prints and then price probe. We actually had an opportunity for a trend or a triple distribution day in K period because we had single prints initially in K, and then L period in Curly we had single prints, and then Larry came in and filled those set of single prints, and then Mo decided let's roll over and create a new low in the day. As like I said, longs are probably getting out to before the CPI number tomorrow, and then shorts are probably just kind of creating a position in hopes that we come out of balance to the downside. So this is where a price probe will be. So tomorrow we look to have acceptance below this price probe or price spike because that is to some extent significant. And then we have the low of day. I'm gonna try to make this video. I say it, but that's never gonna happen. One day I hope to make these videos shorter than 20 minutes, but there's just so much information to go over. I might do it today. Who knows? 374.49, 50. 37.50 was the low of day. To the nose. So we got to a pretty nice round number. And 11, oh, 1109. There we go. Get rid of that low day there because that no longer matters. Why can't I click it? Okay. Now let's go over some trades. I didn't take too many trades. I took a few, and they were all, well, I lie. Most of them were shorts. I didn't come in and start trading the market until J period, because I was at the gym, didn't get off work until late, went to the gym, and then came back and traded. And like I said, you don't have to have a high win percentage to make money in the market. You don't have to have a lot of trades to make money in the market. You're not going to be able to make hundreds of thousands of dollars without risking something stupid. So you have, nothing wrong with nickel and diming it until you get to that point. So in J period, I took shorts against the set of single prints. In I, on pushes up, I was getting short, scalping out for 2 to 4 points because on pushes down, I wanted to get out because, uh, after yesterday's debacle, it's hard to trust a trend day because yesterday, remember, we had 4 sets of single prints and was a trend up until H period and I and then J. I mean, we absolutely puked it up and then set a new low in the day. So, you can't you can't disrespect these short-term traders and say that after setting the low in I period, J, K, and L couldn't come up and take out the high of day. I mean, especially that since we were 8 wide up here, right? Nothing was saying that we couldn't do that. I mean, market generated information was market generated information was in the seller's favor. So with that, I was comfortable taking shorts in J period. So I was getting in, getting out for quick scalps. Basically using uh, market generated information such as one time frame and down and those single prints and kind of coming over here to my 5 minute chart and using things like coming up against this area here where single prints has started, and then using the 9 EMA as an entry and exit point for most of these trades. Basically traded and scalped off the 9 EMA the rest of the evening. Um, I took a trade in K period, in K after taking out I's low. Took a short. I initially had a long position, had gotten up on it for a few points, took it off. We pulled back. I took another long, got stopped out, and decided to go short because we had a potential for a triple trend day down. Another set of single prints could have been created, and indeed was actually created. So I went short, and that was actually where I got paid a good point, good couple of, I think it was 5 points. I believe I got paid from that short at 68. I believe I got short 67, and I got out 62s. Then, in an L period on the push up initially against the 9 EMA, I believe it was here. I was short. Nope, nope, not against the 9. So this was just a short trying to ebb and flow the trade. I got short in L period uh, and got out for break even or maybe even a tick loss. I can't remember. And then decided to go long because we decided to take back some of these single prints. And I was like, kind of feels like they want to go fill the single prints and then maybe get back to the 20-day moving average, back test it a little bit. So I got long 67 and then exited 73 on the push up. So I was long 67, 50, exited 73 as I wanted to front run this 20-day moving average. Now, once we got up to the 20-day moving average, because everything was in the seller's favor at the time, I took a short. So immediately got out of my long and then went short. Yes, I'm a madman, slapping them up and down everywhere. Uh, Took a trade in L on the long and on the short side, uh, which paid me really well because I was short 75 and we pulled in really quick and I got out 71s. So nice 4 point scalp there. Good thing I didn't hold it because we did kind of chop around a little bit in L period and never set a new low. Now later in M, I usually don't trade Mo because Curly, Larry, and Mo they get a little wild, and I normally don't trade Mo. And I was also doing an interview with a good friend of mine, Omar. I'll leave a link to his socials and whatnot in the description. You can kind of look for that interview. I was kind of doing an interview during that time frame, and so I didn't trade it. But we did end up rolling over and continuing to one time frame down, and then ended up getting a price probe and setting a new low on the day. So that was it. That's all from my trades. Made decent money on the day. Cannot complain. Let's go for some destinations now. Let's give you guys some destinations. So we're in a balance, right? We're in a balance. Kind of give you the bigger picture view. Let's go default here. Let's get rid of that. So this whole area here that I'm about to highlight, this whole area is balance. We come out of this daily low to the downside, we'll be breaking out of balance to the downside, uh, and then we'll potentially see if we can't take out this other daily low and stop setting higher highs and higher lows for this small trend up. Um, so destinations, as you can see, there's a lot of them. Upside destinations, we have the price probe 37.59.50. When I say upside destination, that means if you get to that visual area, you could potentially take a short trade for a quick reaction off that because algos typically come up to those levels and then you'll see a quick sell off from that level. It doesn't mean we'll get to that and then sell off and then go trend down. Just means that's an area you can look to take a short. So 37.59.50 price probe, you look to find acceptance below that to one time frame down. That's what you're kind of looking for with the price probe. If not, you can maybe take a short there against it the first time. After that, I wouldn't look to take another trade until single prints where they start 37.82.50 and get filled at 37.85 intraday gap where short or longs were trapped, so they sold. 37.86.50 to 37.88.25, another long trap position, intraday gap where you can look to maybe find some offers in that area. And then I will say it, but I'm not going to carry it forward. 8 wide POC at 37.99.50, and then the higher day at 38.25.75. Now, for the downside, there isn't much. Pretty large gaps in between. You got today's low, 37.50. After that, you don't have anything until 37.04.25. You know, some 46 points later to the downside. And then from there, 36.55.50. And then I mean, I wouldn't expect us to go that far down, but it's a good possibility, especially if the market doesn't like what they see tomorrow. Uh, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching these ridiculously long and detailed videos. I hope they either make you laugh when I lose money or make you smile when I don't, and learn something in between. If you could, leave a like and comment below. If I am doing a good job, if there's anything I could do better on, please holler at me. Uh, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.